Cause it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
Okay. Well, I'm laughing because I have been watching a few of these videos from Spetzel Brewery on the Shiner label, and oh, those guys have a sense of humor. Good morning. It's Friday morning beer review time. It's the holiday week between Christmas and New Year. This morning, we're going to do Shiner, a seasonal brew called S'more. So let's have S'more Shiner.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
Okay, so Shiner is a brand under the Spetzel Brewery, and they produce a lot of beer. They're out of Texas, out of Shiner, Texas. That's where the name comes from, and I think they get a bad rep for being a cheap beer. And if my microphone would cooperate, I could talk a little bit better. Honestly, I've had a few Shiner Bocks, and I think it's a great beer. My friends don't really care for it. I think it's great. This is actually a campfire beer, but kind of like last week where they said it's a good nightcap beer. Sometimes the nightcap beers make sense to me in the morning just because they are typically unique in flavor. And that's the other thing with this Friday morning beer review. It's not necessarily about morning beers, coffee porters, coffee stouts, that kind of thing. I'm attracted to interesting flavors and interesting beers that you just don't see all the time. And this is definitely a seasonal release. In fact, it's not even on their website anymore. I would assume that this is just a fall release, being called S'more, and they brew it for that season here in the I guess everywhere. It gets cool, but in the northern half of the United States, campfires, or bonfires as we call them here in Wisconsin, are part of the normal activity in the fall. I'm going to review S'more. This is a chocolate and marshmallow ale. On the bottle, it's kind of looks like an Inferno. 110 years. Now, Shiner's been around since 1909. This would be their 110th year. The toasting of Shiner, 110 years. It's a 5% ABV beer. Spetzel Brewery, Shiner, Texas. On the back, it reads, if I can read this, hold on. I can read it with a light. How about that? Let's get the old light out again. I haven't done the light. I'm not going to do a light test, but I'll read it. So, yay, everybody. Satisfy your beer tooth. Seriously. Inspired by our favorite campfire treat, this limited time seasonal release is made with dark roasted malts that serve up notes of cinnamon and caramel. Backed by the subtle hints of graham cracker and vanilla, it's a full-bodied, slightly sweet brew that's sure to make you one happy camper. Enjoy. And then I think on all their bottles they have There's Nothing Finer on the bottom than a Shiner, obviously. Cool orange and brown bottle, very, very fall, colored looking thing. How about enough talk? Why don't I open this up and try it? Because that's what I'm really looking forward to see what this thing tastes like. I'm going to use a tulip glass this morning. Special ales, I just typically go to the tulip. The cap is just says Shiner S'more chocolate or marshmallow ale. Okay, that didn't really focus. One thing I note that is missing, well, maybe it's not on all their bottles. Okay, so I'm looking at some of their other labels. Okay, so it's not on all the labels. I was thinking that it was because there's one of their videos that, as the one that was making me laugh when I started recording this, was why is there a ram? It just says why the ram, and that got me thinking. Well, maybe that's on all their labels. It's only on the Bock beer, which I've seen many times because I've had the Bock. And I guess I've kind of looked at that and never really gave it much thought other than why is there a ram on this beer? And that video is hilarious. Go to shiner.com and click on brewery. And the very first link here is watch and learn. And they've got a series of videos. And they're all quite funny. They've got a good sense of humor down there. So the question is, why the ram on the Bock? And Bock is a German word for goat. So that's why there's a ram on that beer. Okay, let's pour it. Well, my schniffer's not working all that great. So hopefully I can get some good notes out of this. My whole family was sick over Christmas, so of course I'm going to get sick. I actually can smell some of the marshmallowiness. I don't smell much chocolate out of the bottle or vanilla or caramel or graham cracker, but let's pour it and see what happens. Well, this is a bit of a fizzer. Fairly slow pour. And it's a fizzy. That's a good 2.5-inch head. I didn't even get the whole 12 ounces in the glass. Giant bubbles in the head. Looks like it's going to dissipate fairly quickly, so I'll be able to get the rest of the bottle in here before I give it a sniff. Okay, there we go. Whole bottle. It's dissipated down to about 3/4 of an inch. I can smell it from here, but it's just a general sweet smell. I can't pick anything out specifically this far away. It's about 10 inches away from my nose, so let's go in for the sniff. Hopefully my sniffer works. Oh yeah, the number one smell is marshmallow by far, and then actually graham cracker. So I got a little bit of marshmallowy, chocolatey smell out of the bottle. The glass is marshmallow, graham cracker. Don't smell a whole lot of chocolate. I don't smell caramel, vanilla. Isn't that what it was on here? Cinnamon, caramel, subtle hints of graham cracker, vanilla. So that's interesting. Everybody's nose is different, isn't that? What's one of the fun things about drinking beer? Because not everybody's going to smell the same thing. Not everybody's going to taste the same thing. Some people are going to taste or smell things a little more prominently than the other smells. But I get marshmallow and graham cracker out of the smell, out of the sniff. So let's see what it tastes like. Okay, so I did two tastes there. It's very good. The first taste I did without smelling, without sniffing it. The second one I sniffed as I sipped. Not a whole lot of difference. It's very graham crackery, and it's interesting that on the bottle it says graham cracker is a subtle flavor. Especially in the aftertaste, I get more graham cracker than pretty much anything else. There is a touch of cinnamon up front. I love it when complex beers work. And this one works because you have to get your nose involved. You have to let your palate decide. Yes, I read the label before I drank it, so I knew essentially what to expect. However, what I thought I was going to get, I didn't necessarily get. I was expecting chocolate and marshmallow because on the front of the bottle, the very first thing that you read is chocolate and marshmallow ale. I can't taste any chocolate. I can taste I smell marshmallow. I don't taste marshmallow. The subtle flavors of graham cracker and vanilla. A little bit of vanilla, but the graham cracker is more prominent for me. The cinnamon is up front. Let me do this one more time. Oh yeah. So as I take the drink, I sniff. I get the marshmallow, put it in my mouth, immediately cinnamon. It sits there. It's very smooth, even though it had a big head on it, had large bubbles. It's not super carbonated, so it's very smooth, easy to drink. As it washes across the palate, you can taste a little bit of vanilla and then the graham cracker, and then as it washes away, it's graham cracker. It's a great s'mores drink. It's got nice long legs too, because I can still taste it. So I would put this beer in in the specialty category. If I compared it to, say, specialty beer like the Shorts Brewing the tomato beer, the actually very first Friday morning beer review I did, that doesn't compare to anything else. That would be a specialty beer, and I really like that one. So if I compare it against, the flavor is totally different. Obviously, this is a sweet s'mores beer. That was a tomato-based Bloody Mary beer. I think it was called Shorts Bloody is the name of it. If you can compare those two beers in a specialty category, I like this one every bit as much as I like that one. In fact, let me real quick check. Let's see. I'll go to Untappd and see what I rated that. Shorts Bloody Beer. There it is. Okay, so I gave that a 3.75. I'd actually be really curious to drink that one again. I've never been able to find it. I've looked and looked, and I cannot find that beer anywhere. I'm going to rate this one a little bit higher. I think this is an exceptional beer. Not something I would drink on a regular basis. I probably would only drink one of them. But from the standpoint of a complex beer coming through in a complex way, being able to pull the aromatic notes out, pull out different flavors, and then make it all work using your nose and your mouth to get the s'mores flavor out of it. I think this is fantastic. I think Spaetzl did an awesome job with their Shiner S'more. I will say I'm going to say a 4.25. And I've had some good Shiner beers lately. I just had their Holiday Cheer over the Christmas holiday. That's the best holiday beer I've ever had. I thought that was awesome. I think I gave that a 4. Shiner, man, doing a great job. I love this one. Very, very good. So real quick here, we'll run through the Untappd and Beer Advocate ratings just so we have some comparison to what the rest of the internet thinks. So this was added to Untappd on November 13th, 2018 with 3,900 total check-ins, 3,700 unique. It has an average rating of 3.7. Over at Beer Advocate, of course, there are fewer check-ins there. There are only 19, but it has a 4.12 rating on Beer Advocate. On Beer Advocate, it is classified as a European dark lager. The ratings to get that 4.19, the highest I see so far is 4.43. And that's what I love about Beer Advocate because it goes down to the 100th of a point. 4.78, 4.85, 4.69. There's a 5. Looks like the lowest is a 3.39. It seems as though people are really enjoying this beer. So Spaetzl, great job on this beer. The Shiner S'more, I'm so looking forward to finishing this. So check out my Untappd to see what the final rating comes in at. I'm Chadillac 907, just like the car, but the CH at the front. Chadillac 907. My buddies that I do the regular Bearded Hops podcast with are on there as well. Adam is Bearded Hops Adam. I got it right this time. Bearded Hops Adam, and Jake is Da Snake 83. So check out the regular podcast. We broadcast live every Wednesday, almost every Wednesday. Check Twitter or I don't know if we're on Facebook anymore, but I know we're on Twitter. If there's any updates, if we won't be live, it'll be on Twitter. But otherwise, we are live every Wednesday night at 8:30 on Twitch. And then that will be released on YouTube and wherever you find your favorite podcasts for the audio portion of it. So check us out. Give us a like or subscription, whatever it is. Hopefully you like what you hear. Send us some comments. Always love hearing from listeners. It's been great. Had a great holiday. Had a great Christmas. Looking forward to the new year. And we'll be back next week with another Friday Morning Beer Review. So take care, everybody. And go have some more. Oh, that was lame. So lame.